introduce Kirby Smart, the head coach for the University of Georgia. Coach Smart?
Yeah, thanks, John. First of all, University of Georgia is really excited to be in what is one of the most historic and traditional bowls, especially the relationship with the Southeastern Conference. For so many years, our fan base has seen the Sugar Bowl as such a special venue, and so many special memories have come for Georgia there. And to continue our long streak of, I think it was 22 consecutive bowl games now, we are excited to get to go to the All-State Sugar Bowl to play, and honored to get to go down to New Orleans to play.
Thank you, Coach. This time we'll go ahead and open it up for questions.
First question is from Mike Griffith. Your line is open.
Coach, how do you put your team back together emotionally, I guess, after such a devastating loss and the disappointment of not making the college football playoffs?
Well, I think the first thing you do, Mike, is turn the tape on of the Texas football team. You find out right away, first of all, they're well coached. I know their staff really well. I've got a lot of respect for Tom and the job they've done. But as far as our players and our team, these kids recover faster than you think they do. And obviously there's disappointment in last night's result, but there's also the opportunity to move forward with really a young team and a chance to go in a national stage where our fans, I know, will follow us to play in a New Year's Six bowl game.
Next question is from Ted Lewis. Your line is open.
Hi, Kirby. Two things, actually. Do you draw on you? You were in Alabama when you lost games that kept you out of the national championship. You came to the Sugar Bowl and you lost to Utah in the first time against Oklahoma. Do you draw any lessons from that about getting teams back up? And secondly, how much do you need your fans to keep, support you in this game, even though maybe a lot of them already made the trip over to here for the LSU game earlier this year?
Yeah, our fans have really never let us down. They're very passionate about it. They have not been to the Sugar Bowl in quite a long time. I'm not sure exactly how long, maybe 2008, I think, or so, maybe the 2008 bowl game. But I know that they'll follow us. They follow us all over the country, and they're passionate about football. And that's one of the special things about Georgia. As far as the initial part, what was the first part of the question?
Well, it's just that you were talking about getting your team back up.
I think
that lost at Sugar Bowl that maybe they didn't play their best in Sugar Bowl after losing the previous game, and sure left that.
Well, I think each one of those teams individually is different than the others. This is a much younger team than any of those Bama teams. A lot of these kids, this will be their first or second time in a big-time bowl environment, which we're still getting accustomed to that. After last year, it was a special venue and obviously a classic game against Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl, and then to play in the national championship against Alabama was the same thing. So these guys aren't quite as experienced at that kind of bowl environment as maybe those Alabama teams that that didn't play as well as we probably should have. It's definitely a challenge, but that's the challenge you're presented. I mean, that's what you're given. We're looking at this as an opportunity to spring forward into the next year.
Next question is from Seth Emerson from The Athletic. Your line is open.
Kirby, do you have any clarity as far as not being picked as for whether this is the best four teams or the most deserving, the four deserving, and the criteria that goes into it?
Right. Good question. I mean, do I have any clarity? I don't think I have clarity. Obviously, I feel comfortable and understand the decision they made. It's a hard decision. I mean, you think about it, the committee's charged with a really, really, really tough decision-making process. I think every year it's going to be different. I do think eventually there's going to be a two-loss team get in. I mean, there's a lot of thought last year that had Auburn beat us, they would have been the first to do it. Now, obviously, they would have been conference champions, but I felt 100% that they would have gotten in had they beaten us, and that two-loss conversation probably would have been out of the way. But the two-loss non-champion is something they've never gone to, and respect their decision. Look, I'm not crying over spilled milk. We had our opportunities in the Alabama game and did not finish and did not take advantage of them. I certainly think we're one of the best four teams in the country, but I also know that we're not in the playoffs, and we'll have an opportunity to do that next year.
Next question is from Roger Wallace from KXAN TV. Your line's open.
Hey, Coach, what jumps out at you when you look at Texas offense and specifically Sam Ehlinger?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of Texas just yet. I mean, I got to catch a couple games during the year. I've been good friends with Tom, since our game with him against Ohio State. I've kept in touch. We've shared ideas and thoughts and always used him as a trusted friend and resource to information. But I can't tell you, I know this. They're really well coached. I know they got a really good football team to do what they've done in their conference. And Todd Orlando, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for as their defensive coordinator. But I have not had a chance to watch them on tape.
Next question is from Anthony Dasher from UGAsports.com. The line's open.
Hey, Kirby, you talked about the fact that the team was so young. How much does that in any way make this year even more satisfying because they were so young, able to accomplish so much?
Well, I don't know. I mean, satisfying up to last night might be the right way to say it. But with that game, the way it played out and the way it came apart, I really don't think you'd say it's satisfying. But I don't think you ever know, and you're never too young. I've never made an excuse for being young. I don't think you do that. I think you take the hand you're dealt and you try to get the most out of. And what I'm really proud of is the improvement the team made from game one to the end of the year. I really think we got more. We improved more than the previous team. So we showed a lot of improvement. We got better throughout the year. We played a lot better since the LSU game, even into last night. But youth should never be an excuse. You got to deal with the players you got, and you got to take the ones that are young and grow them up. And I thought we were able to do that really well this year. We had a lot of guys that had to plug and play. We dealt with a lot more injuries this year than we dealt with the year before. But that's part of it. Some years you have them, some years you don't.
And the last question is from Mark Weiser from Athens Banner Herald. Your line is open.
Kirby, you were pretty passionate after the game and on TV late night about deserving to get in the playoff. Was that hoping to change minds? Because you said earlier today that you weren't surprised how it went down.
Yeah, I think after you sat there, took it in through the night, and then you get up in the morning and you see a lot of the talk and things out there, I felt that's the way it was headed. Doesn't necessarily have I have to agree with it, but I certainly respect the decision of the committee. And they're charged with a really tough job, and I was passionate about it last night because I really felt that way. And if you don't fight for your kids, who will? And we got some really good seniors on this team that have helped keep the glue under two different staffs. They were the ones that were the first to kind of inherit us as a staff, and seeing a lot of them last night and the way they played with so much effort and toughness, that I wanted them to have that opportunity.
Thank you very much, Coach. We really appreciate you taking the time. We look forward to seeing you down here in New Orleans in a few weeks, and hopefully all of it goes well with your preparations.
Thank you. We look forward to coming down.